Did you know that over 264 million people worldwide grapple with anxiety and more than 264 million people suffer from depression? These figures are not just some cold, hard statistics. They represent a chilling reality that millions of people face every day. Anxiety and depression, two mental health conditions that have been relentlessly tightening their grip on humanity, are more than just temporary bouts of sadness or worry. They are profound states of distress that can disrupt every aspect of a person's life, from their interpersonal relationships to their ability to function in their daily lives. They loom like dark clouds, casting a shadow over the joy and beauty of existence. The world, in its relentless march towards progress, has often overlooked the importance of addressing these mental health conditions. These are not mere ailments that can be pushed under the rug, but critical issues that demand our attention. They are conditions that we, as a society, must strive to understand and address. But what if we told you there's a potential strategy to deal with anxiety and depression that goes beyond the conventional? A strategy that doesn't just seek to treat the symptoms, but delves into the very root of the problem. This is where the teachings of Eckhart Tolle come into play. Tolle, a spiritual teacher and author, offers a unique perspective on these conditions, a perspective that could potentially revolutionize the way we approach mental health. But what if there was a different way to approach these conditions, a way that transcends traditional treatment? As we delve deeper into Tolle's teachings, we invite you to open your mind and heart to a different perspective, a perspective that could potentially shine a light on the path to inner peace and well-being. So are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and healing? Let us begin. Eckhart Tolle, a renowned spiritual teacher, presents an alternative perspective on anxiety and depression. Delving into the root causes of these pervasive issues, Tolle's teachings offer a unique approach, distinct from traditional medical perspectives. At the heart of his philosophy lies the concept of the ego and the pain body. The ego, according to Tolle, is a survival mechanism, a constructed identity perceived as self. It's this ego that can lead us into the throes of anxiety and depression when our identities feel threatened. He explains, anxiety, sadness, anger, fear or frustration are not problems, but alarm signals that you have veered off course. Your thoughts are not aligned with the truth and reality of the present moment. The pain body, another key concept in Tolle's teachings, is an accumulation of old emotional pain. This pain, when left unobserved, can surface and take over your thoughts and behaviors, leading to states of anxiety and depression. Tolle suggests that our pain body thrives on negative thinking and is perpetuated by the ego. Tolle's philosophy, while insightful, is not to undermine the importance of medical intervention. Rather, it aims to complement it, providing a holistic approach to managing these conditions. By understanding the role the ego and pain body play in our mental health, we can begin to loosen their grip on our lives. This is where Tolle's strategy comes into play. It revolves around the practice of mindfulness and presence. He emphasizes the need to observe the mind, to detach from the pain body, and to cultivate presence as ways to alleviate these negative emotions. Tolle suggests a unique strategy to tackle these issues rooted in mindfulness and presence. By being present, we can begin to navigate our way through the labyrinth of anxiety and depression, gradually unveiling the peace that lies within us. The first step in Tolle's strategy is observing the mind. Let's pause for a moment and consider that. Observing the mind. It's not about controlling or suppressing thoughts, but simply observing them. It might seem a little strange at first, as we are used to identifying ourselves with our thoughts. But what if we could step back? What if we could watch our thoughts as if they were clouds passing in the sky? Eckhart Tolle suggests that this practice, this art of observation, is a key tool in dealing with anxiety and depression. And why is that? Because when we observe our thoughts, we start to realize that we are not our thoughts. We are the observer. This understanding can help us to detach from what Tolle describes as our pain body, that accumulation of old emotional pain that we carry within us. This pain body feeds on negative thoughts and feelings, and when we identify with it, it can lead to states of anxiety and depression. But by observing our mind, by witnessing our thoughts without judgment or resistance, we start to break the link with the pain body. We begin to realize that we are not the negative emotions, we are the consciousness behind them. It's like standing on the shore and watching the waves. The waves are our thoughts and emotions, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. But we are not the waves, we are the shore, constant and unchanging. And just as the shore is not affected by the passing waves, our true self is not affected by the transient thoughts and emotions. Observing the mind is not a quick fix, it's a practice, an ongoing journey of self-discovery. It requires patience, acceptance, and above all, compassion towards ourselves. It's not about getting rid of negative thoughts, but about understanding their transient nature and our eternal essence. By becoming an observer of the mind, we can begin to separate ourselves from our negative emotions. And in that separation we find peace, we find freedom. We begin to realize that we are not the victims of our thoughts and emotions, we are the masters. And that, dear friends, is the art of observation. The second step in Tolle's strategy is cultivating presence. Our minds are often consumed with thoughts of the past or the future, leaving little room to truly experience the present moment. This preoccupation with what has been and what will be fosters a breeding ground for anxiety and depression. Eckhart Tolle suggests that the remedy to this common human predicament lies within the art of cultivating presence. Cultivating presence is more than just a state of mind. It is a practice, a way of life. It is the act of consciously bringing your attention to the here and now, to the breath you're taking, the sensation of the ground beneath your feet, the sounds that reach your ears. It's about finding stillness amidst the chaos, and in that stillness finding peace. Mindfulness is a key component in cultivating presence. It is the practice of paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. This form of meditation allows us to observe our thoughts without getting swept away by them. It teaches us to notice when our mind wanders off into the realms of worry or regret, and gently guide it back to the present moment. When we are mindful, we become observers of our own thoughts and emotions. We learn to see our pain body, a term Tolle uses to describe our emotional pain, without identifying with it. This detachment from our pain body is not an act of denial or avoidance, but a recognition that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are the consciousness that observes them. This realization can be profoundly liberating. By cultivating presence, we learn to live beyond the confines of time. We realize that the past is a memory trace, a thought arising in the present, and the future is merely an imagined scenario, another thought arising now. This understanding can free us from the chains of anxiety and depression, for these states are rooted in our preoccupation with the past and the future. By cultivating presence, we can learn to live in the moment and escape the clutches of anxiety and depression. Tolle's approach to dealing with anxiety and depression has the potential to transform lives. This isn't just a statement, it's a testament to the transformative power of presence, observation, and understanding one's ego and pain body. Eckhart Tolle's teachings provide a unique perspective, a fresh lens through which we can view our own minds and emotions. The emphasis on observation, on watching our thoughts without judgment, offers a pathway to escape the endless loop of anxiety and depressive thoughts. It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts, but the observer of our thoughts. This approach, however, is not a standalone solution. It's a part of a greater whole. It's a spiritual complement to medical treatments. Many of us are familiar with the phrase mind, body, spirit. These three elements are interconnected and crucial to our overall well-being. Medicine can treat the physical symptoms of anxiety and depression, and Tolle's teachings can address the spiritual aspect. They can work together, creating a holistic approach to mental health care. The power of this approach lies in its simplicity. It's about being present here and now, and not being consumed by the past or the future. It's about understanding that our ego and pain body can fuel our negative emotions, and learning to detach from them. It's about observing our thoughts without judgment and realizing we are more than our thoughts. This can lead to a profound transformation. It can alleviate the burden of anxiety and depression and pave the way toward inner peace and contentment. However, it's essential to remember that this is not a quick fix. It's a journey, a process of self-discovery and self-growth. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the present moment. As we conclude our exploration of Tolle's approach, it's fitting to end with his own words, a reminder of the essence of his teachings. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life.